let's talk about server storage. Basics of server storage. Let me show here. There we go. Let's see what kind of interesting words and phrases are in here. Most individuals in business like to keep data around for a while. Yeah, keeping data around for a while. For keeping data. All right, that's what we care about. We use it for keeping data around. Servers can play the role of centralized file repository. Server can be a centralized file repository. You need to know the variations on how disk subsystems can be configured. Disk subsystems configuring and provision. Sounds important. This topic, in all its glory, was formerly a separate certification. There used to be a Storage Plus. Instead, all of the storage details are now part of the Server Plus certification. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, servers house local disks within their physical enclosures, otherwise known as direct attached storage. So that's DS. So we all kind of have an idea what DAS is. This has evolved to the point where storage needs to be addressed by accessing storage over a storage area network. So we have a storage area network. We have a SAN. And in some cases, the cloud. Okay. Server might boot the operating system from a DAS, direct attached storage, and store data on the SAN. So you might have a, well, okay, I'm thinking more of a client, but okay, you might have a server boot from the operating system from its direct attached storage, but it would store data on storage area network. Various SAN will be covered in section 4. Various types of storage media. Let's continue on to page 2. Let's see here. That's not what I wanted. Duplicate. Okay. Here we go. So, various types of storage media. And what are some of those? We have various types of storage media. Magnetic hard disks. Could be. Solid state. That's your SSD. SSDs have no moving parts. And they're quieter. And sometimes we can even spell it right. Okay, no moving parts. quieter, consume less power, usually faster. Usually faster. I wouldn't even say the downside is the price these days, because of the date that our reference material was written is probably why, but not these days. Storage media are not alike. Disk interfaces such as USB or SCSI. So let's talk about disk interfaces. USB, SCSI, fiber channel. So let's clone this page, or duplicate this page. There we go. And so we have USB, SCSI, fiber. Serial attached storage. I've never called it here. Oh. Serial attached S. Okay. I get it. That's a different thing. Okay. And fiber are important considerations with working with servers, as are disk characteristics. Okay. Oops. What are disk characteristics? I/O operations per second. And storage capacity. Okay. So then let's move on to another page here. We're going to talk about what? RAID. Damn, I don't. Oh, yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm about to launch into a rant here. Okay. Redundant array of independent disks. Okay, that's how I learned it a few decades ago, as a RAID. And back then, storage was way expensive, so it was never ever thought of as inexpensive disks, because those disks were pricey as hell. I don't ever know why. I don't ever know why this says, depending on who you ask, redundant array of inexpensive disks. But only recently has storage really become that inexpensive. But it's anyway. For what? Better performance and fault tolerance. Okay. Yeah, but I never understood how inexpensive disks got off the ground. We always called them redundant array of independent disks, because if you need to swap out one disk, you can swap out one independently. There are like 4 independent disks in the RAID. Then, you know, that's what they're independent drives, and they can be swapped. Price has nothing to do with it, and I just don't like that term. If your hardware supports RAID, you can configure it at the firmware level. Software that we have. There's firmware configuration. software. Oh. For hardware RAID. Okay. Software RAID organizes to work as a software RAID organizes disks to work as a logical unit within the supported operating. To work as a logical unit. Within the supported operating system. Okay, so it's kind of a hardware RAID, firmware, software RAID, organizes the disks into a logical. Understand RAID levels. That's important. We'll get to those specifically soon enough. But we have like mirroring and striping. Those are different in different ways that it's all done. Striping improves performance. Mirroring increases resiliency to failure. Let's see, let's make one more page. Add a couple more notes in here. Okay. Partitioning, formatting. Formatting. Setting user permissions. Disk or file encryption. Persimmons. Excuse me. Okay. And then let's see here. We got one more note. Let's see if there's anything really important to take out of this note. There usually is, but see, we got partitioning, formatting, and persimmons. Rest assured that the successful CompTIA Server Security Plus candidates are expected to know when to apply specific RAID conditions given a particular. When to apply. Okay, that's going to be important to know. We should be able to do that. That's an objective. Oh, didn't make the. There, that's better. And the typo. Okay. When to apply specific RAID conditions given a particular scenario. It's not enough just to know the theory. Make sure you have experience configuring and using various RAID configurations. Even at the software level. Okay, that sounds kind of important. And then we have hands-on exercises that we're going to do a little bit later on. Okay, so this is gonna wrap up. This is gonna wrap up our little discussion on storage. When we come back, we're gonna talk about network concepts. In fact, let's go ahead and duplicate and. Oh, I see what happened there. No problem. So when we come back, we're going to talk about network concepts. Oops. We're going to come back and talk about network concepts when we come back. All right. We'll see you guys then.